Hi.
YouTube land, how you doing? This is Metroid Other M Part 3. And I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're ready for some awesome gameness.
Yeah, this game is great.
Yep.
What do we do in this part? Oh yeah, I think we're going through Sector 3.
7. Sector 7G. Get it? Oftentimes I forget Simpsons exists, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, it was really good back in the day. And then it kept going for another 30 years.
Talking about Simpsons, one of these days I'm gonna do Bart vs. the Space Mutants.
Yeah, another time of Samus literally has the gravity suit. She literally could go through this water like normal, but Adam won't authorize it.
Adam's awesome.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to the lava part with the Varia suit and how infuriating it is. You have to go through like the entire sector before the Varia suit is authorized. It is ridiculous.
I too make things specifically harder for. I mean, what is Adam to her, like superior officer?
Yeah, like previous superior officer.
Well, I mean, you know, if you're a commander of an army or whatever, you want to make things as difficult for your army as possible, right?
Yeah, dude.
You're like, I don't permit you to use the AK-47. Instead, you have to use nothing.
I really like having to go underwater with a bunch of piranhas and make a switch activate at the very end of that pull and then run all the way back. It's a lot of fun. Especially since I know that I can run normally with the gravity suit because Samus has that already. She also has a speed booster. But it's not time yet.
What's the excuse in Super Metroid for her losing all of her powers? Or does she not have them to begin with?
You know, I think Super Metroid's actually the first... I guess Metroid 2 also didn't do it. Not every Metroid game needs an excuse. Oh god.
Do you have him in Metroid Prime and then lose them?
Yeah, Metroid Prime 1 and 2, she loses them for a specific reason. Metroid Prime 3, she really doesn't. Although, Metroid Prime 3, she starts with a bunch of stuff, like in Prime 1, but she just doesn't have everything for whatever reason.
So, like,
I guess at the end of Prime 2, she has the light suit, and I think that's taken away from her, so maybe that's possibly the reason why. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Now that I'm saying
Thank you! Oh, can I just jump up?
So, at the end of Metroid Prime, or at the beginning of Metroid Prime 1, she loses all her powers, and she's like, oh boy, tough day at the office.
How do I get back up? I've never fell down here.
And in the beginning of Metroid Prime 2, she loses her powers again. She goes, not again!
Oh, I guess I can just hit the switch from down here.
So she's like, how do I keep losing these powers? I hope the ending of this game, she falls in love with Adam and has, like, a family with him.
So when I was replaying this game, I've been skipping all the cutscenes, so it's as much a mystery to you as it is to me, because I forget everything about this game.
That would really do well with my fan fiction that I've been writing on this.
No. Okay, thank God.
It's more so like Samus is the one who ends up not wanting Adam, but then Adam, like, wins her back. And I've been working on it a lot.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
With my ultra knowledge of Metroid. I mean, I'm pretty much considered the Metroid genius of all geniuses. I know everything.
Yeah, Spencer's played every Metroid game 1,000 times.
I know about Metroids. I know about Samus. I know about the suit that she wears, and then there's like another suit that's like purple. And then in Metroid Fusion, there's like this thing running around that you have to like beat. But it looks like Samus, but it's not. You remember that?
Yeah, the SAS.
You know Metroid Zero Mission is like $130 now.
Card alone?
Oh yeah.
Probably because Dread just came out, or it's going to come out.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
130 USD.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, everything is just so expensive. Oh god.
Does anyone out there want a Daytona USA Netlick edition for Saturn?
What do you want for it?
Pay off my house. Just pay off your house, bro. I don't even know. That's one of those weird things.
Like legit, like 10 grand game.
I don't even know. Now that I know Pokemon cards are worth more than any game that's not sealed, it's all over. It's all a sham. I could get a first edition PSA 10 Typhlosion and it's worth more than 1 billion games. It's all over, lads.
Yeah, just Pokemon operates on like a different reality.
Oh, my favorite Pokemon is Metroid.
I also love these incredibly generic greats that make no sense to exist.
Come on. It's greats. They're great.
They're great. I really like how they're the perfect size for Samus and have no actual meaning other than it's something. Oh yeah, my favorite enemy of all time. The one we have to shoot with like 20 missiles as it shoots generic. Oh. No, that's fine. We're good. Okay. Luckily, this game does give you a full health restore if you're that bad.
No, I like that. Look at this thing's face. It's like, yeah, I'm an enemy.
This enemy just sucks.
Yo.
It's not even that threatening. It's just mostly the homing shot or the homing things that shoots at you.
If you gave me 400 guesses, I would never guess what the weak point is on this bad guy.
Yeah, and it's so like look at the design. It's just so artificial.
Wait, what's the weak point?
I wonder. Now you have to jump up on these awkward platforms while you're controlling the controller like a D-pad.
Wait, the yellow thing's the weak point? Oh my god.
I can't believe it. Can you also believe that the things that are shooting at me are bad?
I like, it reminds me of House of the Dead 2, where the final boss, the Emperor, it's like, it shows you the weak point and it says unknown. And it's like, thanks. Thank you for trying to help me. How many times do you have to fight this piece of crap?
I think we have to fight it twice in this part alone. I'm not sure how many times you...
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that,
I don't know if there's like a faster way to fight this guy. Doesn't seem like it.
At our next meeting at the Metroid Fan Club, of which I am the co-founder and president, I'm gonna bring up that I do not like that enemy.
Yeah, but you like everything else about Other M.
I'm gonna say, Metroidians, fellow Metroidians, please.
Wait, what do Star Trek fans call each other? Trekkies?
Trekkies?
Okay.
Metries? Oh! We'll call our...
At least Star Trek is a universe worth caring about.
I mean, well, since we all pledge our allegiance and love to Samus, we're just gonna call ourselves metrosexuals.
Nice.
Wait. That's something I came up with right now.
Yeah, it totally doesn't exist.
That was a thing in the, mid-2000s, and I literally haven't heard that term in 15 years. Question of the part, what is a term you haven't heard in 15 years? How about nu metal? Have you heard that? How about, Family Guy? Have you heard that? I was reminded Family Guy exists the other day, and I was like, oh my god. And they're probably reaching, like, I don't know, 300 episodes or something like that. And, I was also reminded,
Hello?
I was reminded that, they did that episode where they go into the future and they're like, or they go to, like, I don't know, another dimension and they're like, wow, in this dimension, everything's, all technology is 1,000 years ahead of time because Christianity didn't exist. And I was like, I literally stood up, tipped my fedora, and winked at Seth MacFarlane. And I said, that's right. I said, checkmate, Christianus. And then I had a very long conversation about how they're actually trilbies and not fedoras. Actually, I gotta be honest, I don't remember the last person I saw in real life with a fedora.
Yeah, I think the internet ridicule got even to the most out of touch people in the world.
I'll have to bring that up at my Trilby fan club next time I go. I'm not the president of that one. I'm just the senior vice president. Although sometimes we meet on the same nights as the metrosexuals, so you know.
Stop saying that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just reminded it was a thing. South Park did an episode of it.
Although I will say that a lot of Metroid quote-unquote discussion is just talking about Samus's character.
I don't know who the guy's name is. He's a YouTuber who like discusses music, but all I'm thinking of is, damn boy. You know which guy I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
She thick. I did that. Ferris's friend yesterday was saying something about thick, and I went, damn, boy! And he knew what I was talking about, and then Ferris knew what I was talking about, and I was like, what is going on?
Kids are too internet savvy.
They literally knew that reference! And I was like, okay, I don't even know who that guy is, I just know it's like a thing. Yeah, they're way too internet savvy.
I'm gonna try to do this without killing this guy. I wonder if it works.
Does, Are there any enemies in the Metroid series that could do well with my Fursona? Like, that could be my new Fursona?
Oh, what are you talking about? There's, like, aliens.
Yeah, but are there any, like, particularly apt aliens or anything?
No.
Man.
You should get a Fursona in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe.
Hey, I know Freddy.
I know a lot about Five Nights at Freddy's.
There's
the brown bear. He's scary. There's the yellow
we even
chicken.
get the Funko Pops in once in a while, and I literally don't know any of the other names. Ferris knows all of them, of course.
Purple bunny.
Yeah,
I think
bunny guy.
It's Bun Bun.
Bun Bun. I'm trying to think. Oh, so Ferris on the computer has this like RPG of Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's like very low like graphics and stuff, but it's kind of funny. Like,
oh, dude, I didn't have to fight him. That's awesome.
It's kind of like an old school Heroes of Might and Magic thing, with a bunch of RNG because.
Might and Magic Five Nights at Freddy's? What is it? Like a fan game or something?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fan game. Yeah. It's like it's like Here's My Magic, like where you have like the competing sides on each side, and they kind of attack. I think it's turn by turn, but it's like really fast turn by turn. And now you know that there's an RPG for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, this part.
Dude, these graphics are actually not bad.
They're not bad, but the environment's so bland and
pretty
flat.
Generic. Yeah.
It's so. I mean. Once again, you can always say that everything is on purpose because it's a space station, but it doesn't have to be realistic.
Alex, okay, listen, I'm going to say one thing. I have a new lease on life because I played and beat Cold Fear, so now everything is better.
Spencer's been elevated to a newer...
It is literally Nirvana. Well, like, and now everything's better. Like this iced tea I'm drinking tastes better. Like, this basement feels colder. Wait, did you just go from a save point to a save point without doing anything?
And then you notice that the door was locked, so I couldn't go forward unless I saved again.
Oh, that's so awesome.
This game is just so on rails to the point of stupidity sometimes. Oh, and then you get to rooms like this. Okay, tell me what to do in this room. Okay, so this is locked.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're in this area. It's locked. We go over to the left.
Right.
Okay, so there's a little sparking thing. You look at it. There's nothing... Nothing. I'll even shoot it. Okay.
Shoot it better.
So that's nothing. Okay, you have this little serve bot.
Oh, okay. You gotta move the serve bot to the electricity.
Yeah, I know how to move it.
Just pick it up, bro.
All right, so no feedback at all. Not even a scan. Not anything. Okay. That's it. That's all of this room. Tell me what to do.
All right, so you take the game and you take it out the Wii U,
take it out the Wii U.
and then you throw it across the room.
What you have to do is look at this part right here. How are you supposed to know that?
What were they thinking?
It's like this game is so willing to hold your hand about everything, but then when you get the rooms like that, it's just so obtuse, and it's like bomb this random point.
Okay, question of the part 2. I just thought of it with the throwing of the disc. Was there ever a time where a game just frustrated you so much that, like, maybe you didn't break it, but you, like, took it out and you just looked at it and you were like, you piece of crap?
The angriest I've gotten recently is when I was doing my Inferno playthrough of Resident Evil 3 Remake. That's the hardest difficulty. The final nemesis fight is one of the worst design things I've ever seen. And I got to the point of, like, I didn't throw my controller, but I was pounding my, like, thighs, like, down in frustration, and, like, I actually gave my, like, right thigh, like, a little bit of a bruise.
Rip. Adam? James Pierce?
Oh, thank God, it's this guy.
Look at this guy's little soul patch goatee. Oh, and when we go to our metrosexual meetings, we all dress like those guys, except for the person of the night gets to dress like Samus. Also, we don't discriminate. Samus can be a boy or a girl.
Yeah, I was about to say, all the members of this group are probably male anyway.
There's... like...
Don't go there. Do not go there.
What? No, I was saying that there's somewhere between 0 and 100% of males in the group. Of this group that exists that I go to.
Yeah.
Also, I cosplay as this guy. I hope you guys know that I go to cons, and I have I think it costs about $12,000 to make my costume. It has like 5,000 points of articulation.
Dude, when I went to Katsucon like 5 years ago or more, I don't know, I lose track of time. Someone was dressed up as Bumblebee from Transformers, and it was like a 12-foot tall suit, and it was fully automated, and I didn't talk to the guy, but it was just so amazing to look at. It's like, that suit probably cost like $50,000 to make.
Okay, 2 things real quick. Number 1, why is the outside so generic? It's like a golf course. It's like so generic. And 2, he literally called you princess.
Yeah, look at this.
I'm actually not.
Also, we're gonna be slow walking for the next like 5 minutes. So
why?
Because it's a story section. I can't run even if I want to.
Oh, and question to part 2 is, what game...
Oh, gotta save again. You know all those enemies we faced?
This has to do with Cold Fear that I just finished. What game did you not let beat you? By that I mean you just wanted to quit and you were like, no, this game's stupid and I'm gonna beat it to show that I'm better than it. And for me, it's Cold Fear, because I finished it, and then I was like, you stupid piece of crap game.
Okay.
I wasn't going to let it beat me.
Would you rather replay Kuon or Cold Fear? Those are 2 of the worst games you finished recently.
So let me say, because...
Kuon has jump scares, so I automatically want to do Cold Fear.
Okay, my follow-up question is, let's pretend that I forgot everything about Cold Fear, like what to do in it. Am I able to look stuff up, or like have like a walkthrough, or am I just doing it like blind again and just like going through?
It's hard to make a hypothetical being like completely blind.
Well, not completely blind, but like Kuon, I know what the game is, but I don't remember what to do. Yeah. Whereas Cold Fear, I have a rough idea. So let's pretend I don't have a rough idea.
Yeah, let's say we do this challenge in 2 years and let's forget everything.
Kuon. I mean,
at least Kuon has a pretty interesting story told very uniquely.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, I hate jump scares.
I mean, Cold Fear is not the worst game I ever played, but it's the game that probably made me the most mad. I've played worse games. I've probably beaten worse games on this channel. What is this thing? Oh. Hey, princess. Is this you? Are you doing this?
Yes. If you don't look at that specific point, you're just stuck there forever.
And this leads straight into Federation Force.
Ah, yes, Zabesians. Remember those?
Oh, you're very helpful.
Thank you, Adam.
Do you know what Samus's suit kind of reminds me of? This is, like, very random, but her huge shoulder things remind me of, like, the fashion of women's shoulder pads in, like, the 80s. You know, being, like, just these huge things.
Yeah, I mean, Samus
I mean, she was in the 80s, wasn't she?
Samus was designed in the 80s. I don't know. It's possible. I would say her shoulder pads only got, like, ridiculously huge with Prime.
That makes sense.
And that design kind of corrupted the other ones.
What's the thing you put in for Metroid to, the original Metroid to see her in the Zero suit?
Oh man, I don't remember.
Justin Bailey? Is that it? I think it's Justin Bailey.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar.
Did that have anything to do with anything? Is that, like, a person who worked on it?
I have no idea. Do you have your phone on you?
Whew. Yes.
I mean, we're in the middle of...
Hold on, let me text my boys.
I've been watching these scenes and I have no idea what this is about.
There's a hockey player named Justin Bailey.
Was he a strong opponent of bioweapons? He was against the use of living things for unnecessary reasons, period.
Thank you for talking about him in the past tense and not showing him doing this.
Should not be tampered with. That was Adam's philosophy.
Adam is so great in the past tense and not now.
I did something that I know would have gone against his convictions. And though I might have been left alone.
Oh, there are many false theories regarding this password, so it, like, just doesn't...
Weird. Maybe it was just the localizer at the time just put in some name that was on the localization team. That's my theory from 5 seconds of thinking. Samus, why do you care about Adam? He is so boring. He's done nothing interesting. He has done nothing heroic.
So using Justin Bailey code is not the only way to play a suitless Samus. So I guess, like, because of how many, like, I guess variants there are, like, there are many other, like, ways you can do it. So, for instance, putting the code a bunch of zeros, a couple twos, allows you to start with suitless Samus. Huh.
Yeah, password systems are always about manipulating some sort of data, especially from long, so who knows.
My favorite thing is passwords. I really like passwords in games. Are you in the same friggin' room?
Yeah, this is the room we started the slow walk, and now we have to go back. I don't understand. I understand there's some sort of mystery going on, and the other Fed forces
what material
are here.
is in between Samus's, like, legs and Tukis? What is that black material? Is it, like... It's not fabric.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Like, right in the thigh area.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, like wind tunnels?
Yeah.
Or, like, it's like a fabric stretched over some, like... circular pieces of wire.
I mean, I get it, because you can't just have, like, hard shell suit stuff everywhere.
It just looks like it's some sort of, like, latex over a supporting wire mesh.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, and it makes sense, I guess.
I guess. What if Samus was transported back to, like, the 1100s, and...
Oh, did I walk the wrong way again?
And she had to be, like... on a battlefield in the medieval times.
Dude, I did this part today. Oh, no, I did it right. Okay, good.
Uh-oh, it's a thing. It's...
Hey, it's the things we just saw, but they're alive. What a mystery!
What, are they friggin', drooling? Is that what they were doing?
I guess so. Wow. Samus, do everything. I love you, Adam.
Would Samus and, Adam's relationship be considered, like... What's the word? Like... Not bad. My brain just exploded.
What, like, based off of, like, reliance?
Yeah, I'm trying to, like,
I don't know what it's called either.
Dang
like,
it.
submissiveness.
No, yeah. certainly is interesting. I also go to my commanding officer and say, "What is this?" And he goes, "I don't know. Continue on." And you're like, okay.
No.
I'm hoping that Adam kind of becomes like the Colonel at the end of MGS2, and he just starts like glitching and stuff.
I honestly do not remember the ending of this game. I've beaten it twice. I know there's some like girl scientist that becomes a major character that I guess explains what's going on in the space station. I don't remember what the ending is at all.
I mean, that's perfectly fine because I'm not paying attention to the story. I'm more thinking about the next humorous thing to say to keep our viewers watching.
Yeah, at least we're power walking now instead of slow walking.
Because currently we're at 666 subscribers, and once we get to 1,000, we've essentially made it, and I can quit my day job. I know right now they say don't quit your day job, but once you hit 1,000, you're essentially YouTube famous. So you can especially with the amount of videos we put out. I mean, one a day, folks. Really? Essentially, that's all I need to do.
Yeah, it just snowballs from there. And then
it's exponential. Once you get 1,000, you essentially have 1,000,000.
Okay, I think we're finally done with this part. You know what I wanted in a Metroid game? I wanted slow walking and a lot of talking.
I want to play 9 holes out there.
A bunch of cutscenes. Yeah, this is Metroid. Oh yeah, this is like a gimmick fight.
Well, like it's odd to see because I know you are outside a lot in Metroid games. You know, like Super Metroid, you're outside a lot or whatever. But I can't think of any games where you're outside and it's like blue skies, if that makes sense. Like, maybe, I'm probably wrong, but I feel like it's more like, I feel like it's the world of Final Fantasy X right now, you know what I mean? Like, not Metroid.
Yeah, this reminds me of, like, Final Fantasy 12. Just, like, very flat, open plains. Man, I'm sure glad that Samus is getting BTFO in a cutscene. Feels well earned. Could you hit? Could you hit?
I'd like to say that this enemy, especially now that its tongue is out, looks exactly like me.
Yeah. I don't even think you actually have to win this fight. I think it might be based off of, like, if you run out of missiles, it might end, but I don't want to risk it. You just have to hit the tail, and the tail kind of jukes you out sometimes. Fun fight. Thank you, Sakamoto.
Sakamoto!
And I like doing it like 10 times.
You've hit him quite a bit.
Yeah, sadly the first like 5 missiles I shot just missed for no reason, even though it was locked on.
Nothing. Wait, did Piccolo literally just use a special beam cannon?
Yeah, Piccolo's Adam. I don't know if it was Adam. I'm sure it's going to be. I swear,
it literally looked like when Goku was holding Raditz.
Oh no, it's not Adam. Nice.
I'm this guy. What's this guy's name? Tell me right now.
Oh god. Richard.
Hey, it's me, Richard. Richards. Maybe his last name's Richards. It's me.
It helps a lot that they're all wearing the same suit.
Excuse me!
I wanted to give you some cover. This thing takes forever to charge. I'll save the next shot for you. Not that you don't need it. Hey! Come over here!
Okay. I kind of like how this cutscene has your HUD on it. That's pretty cool. Like your current HUD.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good attention to detail.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it was the right
what is this?
everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, now you're moving and stuff, but
Now you have to look behind you and look at this blood.
Sherlock Samus. Yo, are we gonna be driving that Warthog or whatever? Oh no, wait, not that one, but another one would be nice.
Oh, it's that thing.
No, that thing. Oh, absolute rip.
An empty shell.
Looks like that monster from earlier infiltrated Sector 3.
Beep, boop.
Samus, follow it.
Yes, sir. Go here, idiot.
Go to this room that's completely adjacent to this. No freedom. Go where we want. Both the doors are locked. You literally cannot go anywhere else.
Well, I mean, I played pretty... Wait, so you're not outside?
Yeah, we're just in like a big... We're still in... The entire game takes place in this space station. So
so there
any
wasn't,
environments are simulated.
Got it. So, I mean, I play games that are very, very linear, so I don't have a problem with that. Although, obviously, what people like about Metroid specifically is being able to go to places you like. Or, like, the order you want to and all that. And the glorious backtracking.
I think backtracking can be fun as long as it's not a chore like it is in most of the Prime games.
Yeah.
But I think, like, Super Metroid
It was clear that the Galactic Federation
did
was
it perfectly.
Yeah, I like it when you get a new ability and you're like, oh, I can unlock this.
Regardless, I knew I had to talk to the person in charge, Madeline Bergman.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, she would have to be alive in order for me to do that.
Dang. What if Samus becomes a necromancer, though?
Boom! I don't remember this happening. Why did that happen?
They set the charges.
Samus,
Oh, yeah.
start by searching areas you can access with your current equipment. We'll determine weapon and equipment authorization after we get a better understanding
I hate
of
you,
the
Adam.
situation.
I hate you so much.
Can you just authorize everything right now? No.
I want you to look at the immediate environment we're about to step in. I wonder what things we should authorize. Maybe, you know, the ice beam or the Varia suit, you know, the thing that I don't take damage in high temperature places. You see all this lava?